Captain Buggy, welcome to Irish Startup TV.
Thanks very much, thanks for having me.
So you guys set up Boutique Bake?
Yeah, that's right. So myself and my friend started Boutique Bake in June 2013, so 2 years ago. So we produce a range of gourmet baking mixes. So we have 5 products here. We have a brownie, we have a flapjack, a carrot, a lemon and a brown bread. So you can see some of our brownies there, and I love the brown bread.
Brown bread is really catching my eye.
Tuck into that later. So I suppose our kind of point of difference, maybe compared to other baking mixes on the market, is that our range is all natural. So there's no artificial flavourings or preservatives or anything like that. So you get a really, really high quality finished product once you bake them up.
Super. So how do you go about creating a mix that you can then package and sell to consumers?
Sure. So I suppose we started pretty small. We obviously had an idea for a range of baking mixes. So we thought, okay, we need to test our idea out. So we started in farmers markets, literally just packing up the mixes from home. For a couple of months we tested out different recipes. So we came up with what we thought was the best brownie, the best lemon drizzle cake. Literally just packaged them up. They were in a paper bag then, so they looked a little different. And then we started retailing them just every Saturday in a farmer's market, and then every Sunday, and kind of built from there. So it was a great way to gauge the reaction of, did people like the product? Was there a demand there? Did people like the taste of them? So, within a couple of months we started getting repeat customers and really good feedback. So we knew then that we were onto something really special then.
That's amazing. So how did you get then from the farmer's market to this packaging? I mean, this is a really professional looking scenario.
Thank you. I love it. So that's great to hear. So that was probably one of the biggest challenges I think I had anyway. Was we literally started from my house. I knew I wanted the company to be really big, but how do you get it from your kitchen table to a factory and then and into the supermarket? So we started approaching a number of gourmet stores after the farmers market. So we kind of got our store listings up to maybe about 20.
By this stage you were still producing at home?
Yeah, still producing home. Okay. So you'd nearly be getting annoyed when you got an order and it's like, oh god, we have to pack it all by hand, and it was just so labour intensive.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy. So then we launched into Super Value, and we're in, I suppose, 25 Super Values now.
Right. We're
in Dunn stores and Tesco as well. So it all happened, slowly.
How did you make that transition?
So we met the Dublin City Enterprise Board actually. We got a priming grant. So that was really important, I suppose, when we were even kind of changing our packaging and working with the designer. There were a lot of expenses for I suppose, a small company. And we had been kind of constantly reinvesting whatever we'd been making from the farmers markets, but obviously it wasn't very much. It was quite small scale. So I suppose, so once we knew we needed to outsource, I suppose meeting with the Enterprise Board was a really big step for us.
And did they help you to find out a production facility?
So Board BIA actually were great. They gave us a list of different facilities that I suppose did what we were looking for. So it was at least a starting point to start having some meetings. So we found a manufacturer in Ashburn.
Okay.
So I suppose it was April 2014 was when we outsourced. And we started pretty small, they would do maybe like 500 units at a time for us. So, it was still small. It was enough to meet our gourmet stores, a couple of Super Values, and then we grew from there, as we rolled out into Dunn's, as we rolled out into Tesco, and they kind of grew with us. So now we're in over 100 stores. So we're not national yet, and we are in the gourmet stores, but we've, I suppose, a good bit of work to do with the multiples to kind of continue to grow this year.
And going back to the farmers market, so at some point you must have said, okay, this is getting pretty intense, and you quit your job. That's a massive step.
Yeah, so it was getting a bit mad. So I worked in HR, so Monday to Friday I was in my job, and I did enjoy it. But still working pretty long hours, coming home in the evenings, working on a few emails, working on a bit of maybe design work for the packaging, and then every Saturday and Sunday then doing a farmer's market. So I did that for about 3 months. And I really enjoyed it because I think I just believed in the product so much. It was something so different, and I was really getting stuck in. But it did get to that stage after about 3.5 months where I thought, okay, I'm going to have to kind of choose one or the other. I can't do this. And I think if you have an idea and you believe in it, you have to give it 100%, and to really see what it can be.
Go hard or go home.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So how instrumental do you feel the market was for testing your product? Almost in an accelerator context.
Yeah, I think it was huge for us, because I think that when you're going to meet a store, the first thing they ask you is, well, have you sold any yet? And I think it was great.
Minor detail.
Yeah, that's something they, you know, what's the feedback been, what's the reaction been? So I think, you know, for us anyway, you know, meeting our first store, it was great to say, well, you know, we've been in the markets for, you know, 3.5 months, selling every Saturday and Sunday, you know, it's going really well, and, you know, have a little taste, you know.
Amazing.
It's a bit of a track record. It's a small track record,
users and customers, or in your case, customers are king.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, straight away we would have set up, you know, kind of online platforms. So we, you know, we even had a few, you know, customer reviews to even to be able to show the buyer. So
super, and that was all from the market.
Yeah, all from the market. Yeah, that was great for us. And I think as well as that, you can set up, you know, relatively kind of inexpensively. You know, you need your pop-up tent and your little table and obviously your stock, but you know, it's not the same as maybe having to, you know, to rent a premises, or you know, you don't need to rent a commercial kitchen straight away.
What kind of costs are involved then in a market?
I think we used to pay monthly. I think it was maybe about 125, 150, something like that. So
it's very,
you know, it's pretty good for a startup.
Have you got any advice you'd like to share maybe with somebody else that's thinking about doing something?
I would say write a business plan. That was probably something we did maybe after the markets and after we were in the gourmet shops, and it was something that really helped us, definitely in terms of, you know, getting some funding from the enterprise boards, and then, you know, we needed to get a bit of funding from the bank then after that. And I suppose just having a plan.
To determine the vision from the outset.
Exactly, and then obviously, you know, cash flow is king, as everyone knows, particularly in a food business where you could be waiting, you know, you could be waiting for maybe 30 to 60 days for payment. So that's really important, because, you know, you don't want the business to collapse, you know, because of something like that. So
try and get an understanding of finance as
definitely,
well.
Yeah. I mean, and that was something that, you know, I came from a HR background, and I didn't really, you know, necessarily have a lot of finance experience. So I found going to, you know, different workshops, you know,
like the ones run by the county enterprise boards.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and then just talking to anyone who's done it before, you know, I think was great. I mean, really early on we met Sophie Morris, who set up Cookie Dough. And you know, she was amazing. She gave us an hour of her time, and it was great just to have a chat and, you know, learn from someone who, you know, who's done it before you. I think it's definitely good advice. And then I suppose lastly, just start. I mean, we spent months kind of talking about it and, you know, being scared and, you know, thinking of all the problems, but I think at least if you're up and running, you know, you can kind of learn as you go along. So
absolutely, to take the plunge and figure it out.
Absolutely,
I love that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, give it a go.
Super.
Yeah.
Okay, Catherine, it's been a great pleasure. Thanks very much for talking to us.
Great, thanks for having me.
Thank you.